Hello and welcome to Watch Releases recap for the week of April 26th until May the 3rd. Let's begin with Tudor and their new Pelagos FXD Chrono Cycling Edition. Tudor has their own cycling team, and this year they're participating for the very first time in Giro d'Italia. I know I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, which is essentially like Tour de France, but in Italy. To celebrate this occasion, Tudor is releasing this special edition cycling watch, and I actually think it's a really cool timepiece. It's sort of based on last year's release that was in a collaboration with Red Bull Racing, not the F1 team. This one is the boat racing team, and if you look at the two watches side by side, you can see some similarities. However, it's not like they just took the same watch and painted it a different color. No, there is more to it than that. This year, it's a tachymeter scale, but the tachymeter scale is actually adjusted to account for the speeds that you would measure on a cycling event as opposed to a more traditional sort of motorsport tachymeter scale as we're used to, which is kind of a cool touch. On top of that, the water resistance has been decreased. So last year's release was 200 meters. This year's release is 100 meters. I don't know why the water resistance was decreased. Maybe it still has 200 meters. They just put 100 on this one to differentiate the two models, because it's not like the movement is different. It's not like the case is different. So I'm not sure exactly why the water resistance has dropped. But nevertheless, 100 meters of water resistance is still plenty for a watch like this. It comes in the same 43 millimeter case. It's a carbon case that's about 14.5 millimeters in case height, but that's because this watch features an automatic chronograph movement caliber MT5813, which is essentially Breitling B01. It beats at 4 Hz and it has 70 hours of power reserve. This watch comes on a fabric strap because these FXD models have solid lugs, which is not my favorite thing about these models, but you know, they chose to go this route. But what I do like about these FXD models and the FXD Chrono is that it sort of became its special line that is creating special watches for partners of Tudor, like the cycling team, like the racing team. I'm not going to be surprised if we're going to see one of these watches specifically for the V-Carb, their F1 team. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think it's cool to have a sort of a different line of watches specifically for your partnerships. And this one is not a limited release. It's a special edition, but not a limited edition. So if you really want one, you can probably get it. And they're priced at about $5,275 US. The TAG Heuer Formula 1 and Kith limited edition collection. TAG Heuer Formula 1 was the first watch that TAG Heuer officially released. Before that, it was known as Heuer when TAG and Heuer partnered up. This was the very first watch. And to a lot of watch enthusiasts back in 80s, early 90s, this was their very first sort of nice watch. And a lot of watch enthusiasts have fond memories and nostalgia for this model. I personally don't have that. I never owned one of these watches, and to be honest, I don't really like how they look, but I understand the nostalgia behind something like this. Kith is a fashion brand. Apparently they're very popular. They have their own following, but to be honest, I personally don't know too much about this brand. Well, TAG Heuer and Kith have partnered up to release this special collection, and it's actually making a lot of headlines in the watch industry, and not for very positive reasons. The case dimensions for these models stay true to the original. They're about 35 millimeters in case diameter, 40 millimeter lug-to-lug distance, and only about 9.45 millimeters in case height. They still feature sandblasted stainless steel cases or PVD coated stainless steel cases, depending on which color variation you go for. Some come on straps and others come on the stainless steel bracelet. All versions come with 200 meters of water resistance, and all of them feature a quartz TAG Heuer movements. Okay, so far so good. Why is this model being singled out and why is it getting so much heat? Well, it all has to do with the pricing and the release strategy for this model. I think Omega and Swatch partnership has set a very wrong precedent in the watch industry, the way the watches were released, the way the watches are marketed, and now other brands are following suit, not surprisingly, because Moonswatch was a huge success, and now other brands want to sort of jump on this bandwagon. All color variations are limited editions. Some are limited to only 250 pieces each, and those are all the colorful editions. Then you have a couple of other editions that are limited to 350 pieces each. Those are the stainless steel ones with colorful bezels, the blue one and the green one. The blue one actually looks kind of cool. It looks very 90s. And all of these models are going to be released exclusively at Kith boutique stores. So they have their own following, even though it features Heuer logo on the dial. These would be sort of targeting towards Kith fan base. Then there's also a couple of TAG Heuer models, and these models will be sold in TAG Heuer boutiques. They are limited to a higher quantity. The green one and the blue one with the black dials, those are limited to 850 pieces each. And then the stainless steel one, the one that looks the most like the original, is limited to 1,350 pieces. And all of these models are priced at $1,500 US. And I think there lies the biggest issue with this watch. First of all, it's quite expensive, $1,500 US for a watch like this. Yeah, it's quite a bit, but I mean, these are sort of non-essential goods, and whatever people are willing to pay for, that's how much the brands will charge. I think the bigger issue is what watch industry is turning into. As I said earlier, a lot of watch brands have learned the wrong lesson from the Moonswatch success. In fact, TAG Heuer took it a step further than what Moonswatch did. They're releasing actually a collector set, so it features all 10 different versions in one box, and that's like $18,000, so quite a bit of money. But I bet you these watches are gonna sell out. And they're not gonna sell out because people love them. They're gonna sell out because people have a fear of missing out. And also they're gonna sell out because people will try to make money on them. People will try to resell them. And that's why watch enthusiasts hate this release and releases like it, because it's not made for us. It's not made for people that will appreciate these watches. It's made to be resold, to generate marketing headlines, and to create more demand for these models. And I'm sure that in a few months, or maybe next year, we're gonna see more editions of this watch coming from TAG Heuer. They're not stupid. They're gonna capitalize on the success, and it might be even joined into the regular catalog. You're not gonna see limited editions for too long. They're just trying to sort of build up the hype behind it. And then when they release the actual non-limited edition version, people are still gonna buy them because they're afraid of missing out. That's what the watch industry is learning, and unfortunately I think this is not the only release we're gonna see like this. I think more similar releases are to follow. Let's switch gears a little bit here and talk about the new release from Stova, their Flieger in a 36mm case diameter. Stova is a German brand with a rich history and some very popular watches. Among their most popular watches are of course these Flieger, the pilot style watches that are very easy to read. That was their whole purpose. Traditionally, these watches are very large, 46mm in diameter, but over the years, as they became more popular, the watch brands started kind of shrinking them down because for everyday wear, wearing a 46mm is just not very practical. So this model exists already in a catalog in the 42 and the 40mm case diameters. But due to a popular demand, now they're releasing a smaller 36mm version. If you know a little bit about Fliegers, you know that there are two different dial types. This is the type A dial, there's also the type B, but this model specifically, the 36mm version, will only be available with the type A dial. It is still powered by the same movement. You can actually choose between three different movements. There is the Sellita SW200, the standard version, and the top grade caliber, and there is a price difference between the two. Or you can choose the Sellita SW210, which is a hand-wound version of the Sellita movement, and I think actually it looks quite cool, especially with that display case back. This model is a part of the standard catalog, it's not a limited edition, and the prices are somewhat reasonable, as you would expect from a Stova Flieger. There are three different price points. The first one is for the standard caliber Sellita movement. That one starts at €950. Then you have the top grade caliber movement, still Sellita, but SW200-2, I think, and that one is €1,080, so about €100 more. Then you have the €1,100, and that's for the manual wind version. Whichever version you choose, if you have the smaller wrist or preference for smaller watches, I think this one here is a pretty cool release. The new Formex Essence 39 Space Gold. Formex Essence is a really cool model line. I think it's a little bit underappreciated in the watch industry. Formex in general is a little bit underappreciated as a brand, but they offer quite a bit of engineering. I reviewed one of these models on the channel and I was quite impressed. And now it's available with the rose gold electroplated meteorite dial. Usually when you want to achieve any sort of color on a meteorite, you would DLC code it, but Formex here went the extra step and they went with the electroplating process, which from my understanding is a more difficult process to go through. The dials look really cool because each piece of meteorite is unique, so each dial is unique. I also like the fact that the date window at the 6 o'clock position is color matched to the color of the dial. Nice attention to detail there. And these watches are super comfortable. They come in very reasonable 39mm case size, only 10mm in case height, stainless steel cases, very high level of finish, and there is a sapphire sandwich displaying the movement. These ones are powered by the Sellita SW200-1, and they're going to be priced around $1,900 on the strap and about $2,000 on the bracelet, which I think is a very reasonable price for a watch like this. However, this is a limited edition to 100 pieces, so if you like this watch, you should probably call up your AD and request one. Bangalore Watch Company Apogee Karman Line. Bangalore Watch Company is a fairly new watch brand established in 2018, and it is an Indian watch brand, which is sort of unique. Now, India lately has been on the news a lot about their space program, and smartly this Indian watch company is capitalizing on that fact. But I found it kind of funny that they actually partnered up with a UK-based company to send this watch in the outer space. It was on a UK-based hot air balloon, not actually Indian Space Agency hot air balloon, but that's besides the point. Nevertheless, this watch and the whole marketing spiel behind it is the fact that it went into the outer space, which is kind of unique and kind of cool. It was up about 35 kilometers in the outer space, and it was safely returned back to Earth in a working condition. It withstood some crazy G-forces. It traveled up to 350 kilometers per hour during its free fall stage, and it survived a minus 60 degrees Celsius temperatures, which is super impressive. This model comes in a black Serra steel case, which is essentially a stainless steel case with a ceramic coating for hardness. It's about 40 millimeters in diameter, 12 millimeters in case height, and about 44 millimeters lug-to-lug distance. The movement powering this watch is La Joux Pareil G100, which is a higher end version of the Sellita movement, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour and having 68 hours of power reserve. Now, this specific model is a limited edition to 50 pieces, and it's priced at around $2,850 US, which I think is very reasonable for a watch like this. It comes in this sort of stainless steel ceramic case. It went into the outer space and it survived. It even comes with a meteorite dial that's PVD coated, and the overall sort of design of the watch is very attractive. So well done, Bangalore watches. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this week's releases, what stood out to you, what you didn't care about so much. I always enjoy reading your comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.